I hate to admit it, but I'm in a reading slump. In the month of May, I have finished one book. Yeah. I figured, how do I make this fun again? How do I make reading fun again? And I thought, well, I was having a grand old time when I was making my own TBRs, and one of my besties, Bestie Victoria, she just made a video about how to get out of a reading slump. And one of the points she made is making sure you have a strong TBR. And so I am back here again, picking a TBR and giving myself a little bit more structure to actually read and force myself to, because I know I'll like it in the end. It's like when you go on a roller coaster. I kind of hate roller coasters, but at the end, I'm like, wow, that was so worth it. Can we go again? So that is exactly what I'm gonna be doing. I'm forcing myself to read this time. So I have some blank ones here, and then I also have some with prompts. So I'm just gonna play a little round of Jenga and hopefully see if I can get about 5 to 6 books on my TBR for the month of June. So let's let Jenga pick my TBR. I feel like I've never done a proper introduction to who I am, what I do, just all about me. So I figured I would chat with you guys while I play in hopes I don't get too distracted that I'll drop this all. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys see first. Okay, wait, I think there's a prompt. I have really bad eyesight, fun fact. A book I DNF'd. And I'm just gonna leave my little prompts out so I can go ahead and pick the books off of my bookshelf at the end of the video. I didn't even get to say a little fun fact about myself, but my name is Alexia. I am 22 years old. I graduated college about 2.5 years ago at this point. Nope, that's so dramatic. I graduated college about 1.5 years ago at this point, and so this one is blank. We're just gonna keep going. Yeah, and I graduated with a degree in psychology, and specifically I really like neuropsychology. So currently I'm a neurotechnician and I work with brains and brain waves and EEGs, and I treat people with anxiety, depression, ADHD, just a whole variety of symptoms and stuff like that. New author for me. Sorry, my handwriting kind of sucks. Okay, we have 2 prompts. Let's keep going. This is so fun. I would say I really love psychology. I mean, I've always been interested in psychology ever since high school, graduated with a whole degree in it. But I think ultimately my love is books. I've been reading ever since I was an itty little bitty girl. Anywhere, there was always a book in my face. It has genuinely probably been the most constant thing in my life ever. I will always go back to reading and having a book, and something about that feeling is so unmatched. A standalone novel. Why am I kind of getting so lucky that I'm actually pulling out prompts? This might actually not take as long as I thought it would. Blank. Another fun fact about me is that I think recently I've just been getting into fantasy, and it started actually with Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and then it moved on into Sarah J. Maas. And so if you have any good fantasy recommendations, I'm just now getting into it, so please comment them below because I just need to keep going in that. I'm also a Harry Potter girl through and through, and I just read the books for the first time this past year, and it completely changed my life. Book with a 1-word title. I genuinely don't know how I'm picking these. I already have 4 books lined up. This is actually crazy. So like I mentioned, I got into reading when I was really young, and actually my godmother, it was actually an English teacher, and so every summer she would make us read all these books and then reiterate the synopsis back to her. And so I just vividly remember all summer always reading because I wanted to read it so fast so I could actually explain it to her. That genuinely like shaped my childhood and made me such a reader and a big reader, and why I am the way I am. I vividly remember reading Fever, if anyone knows what that book is. It's like a very intense book, and I think it traumatized me just a little bit. I think I must have been like between the ages of like 6 and 9. She told me recently that I had been reading books in elementary school for middle schoolers. When I turned into the middle school age range, I started reading like high school books. So I was always like advancing and like reading books that were like too old for me. So Fever, way too little. I was just traumatized. Okay, this stack is getting a little bit harder over here. I got another one. There's no way. This one is an audiobook. It is 5 books. So I think I can only do like maybe 1 or 2 more max because I'm in a reading slump right now. Like there's just no way I'm gonna read 10 books if I keep playing until this falls over. Like there's just no way. I want to get like a center one, but I think it's because I have the sticky note that it's like harder to pull through. These are also painted, which might explain why it's a little bit harder. It's pink. I feel like I don't really have a favorite author, if that's weird. I think genuinely I just love reading different genres, different books. I feel like for me it's very similar to how I listen to my music. I don't care who the artist is. I don't really care. If I'm playing jazz, I'm playing jazz. If I'm playing rap, I'm playing rap. And 2 seconds later, I'm gonna play classical music. It's very all over the place. And I feel like that's kind of exactly how my reading is. It's just kind of a little bit all over the place. And if you hand me a book, I will just read it and find something to love about it. I just want to absorb information. That's it. I just want to read information and cool stories. How cool that words can just be put together and it can make me cry, or laugh, or scream, or be terrified. Like it blows my mind every time I think about it, how crazy words are and how if you just mesh them a specific way, put specific words together, all of a sudden you feel things and you feel like you're standing there watching it unfold. I could go on and on about it. Blindly choose. That is 6 books. I think I might choose just 1 more block. I can't believe literally almost every block besides 2 had a word on it. I don't know how I did that. They were literally split 50-50 with blank and 50-50 with prompts, so I don't know how that even happened. I think the last thing I'm just going to talk about is why I even made this channel in the first place. And I feel like after I graduated, I moved back home and I started reading a lot. Over the summer, I read almost 7 books each month. I was reading like crazy. I was watching the booktubers. I was doing all this stuff, and I've always loved YouTube. I've loved YouTube since I was very little, and I've talked about this in a couple videos before. I just genuinely wanted a community to talk about books with and just like have a common ground where we can converse, and has been one of my favorite things for my entire life. And so to be able to just like take this time and document it, I think it's like really fun. And I also I love the idea of just being creative, and I feel like in my job I can't be as creative, and I had a lot of free time, and I've always had a passion for editing and filmmaking. The whole idea of like content creation and meshing it with one of my favorite things, books, I feel like it was just honestly the perfect pairing. And I figured you only live once, so why not just try it out and see what may come of it. So this is me just attempting to have fun, be creative, and talk to people about one of my favorite things ever. A thought-provoking one. We have 7 books to choose from, and like I said, in the summer I was reading 7 books a month, so I feel like this might be attainable even though I am in a reading slump. But let's go and actually pick out these books. We are in my little corner of my room where my bookshelf is. I have all of the prompts. Let's get into it and see what books I will be reading in June. Honestly, this is already making me excited. Hanging out with you guys is making me excited to read and talk about these, and I've kind of missed this all month. Currently, I'm reading this one, Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. It's the second book of Better Than the Movies, and if you haven't seen my last video, I talk about Better Than the Movies, and so it had me thinking about this book. So I just went ahead and started it, and I've thoroughly been enjoying it. I have a couple hours left, so I think I actually will be finishing it in June. I'm gonna move you over. I have it all organized, not really, but it goes all the way down. So we're just gonna look and see what we got. He's purring. He loves it even though he acts like he doesn't. Right. So the only book that is a one-word title is actually the one I'm currently reading. One of the ones I'm currently reading. This is very coincidental, but I'm reading Fearless by Lauren Roberts. It's the third one in the Powerless trilogy. I know exactly which book it is. A Court of Silver Flames. I semi-DNF'd it. I soft DNF'd it because I started reading it and I just like wasn't really getting into it. I think I wanted a summer book and instead I picked up Fearless, which is probably the track here of why I got into a reading slump in the first place now that I talk about it, but I have to finish this because it's the very last one and I just know, I have to, so I'm gonna add it to the JuneTBR. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I heard so many good things about this book and I actually bought it for one of my best friends as a birthday gift, I believe, and she actually just let me borrow it because she said it's so stinking good and I've never read her, so I'm excited and I gotta return it eventually, so I know I have to read it. I don't know why I put that in there. I feel like a thought-provoking one is just not what I need when you're in a book slump. I think I'm gonna read The 5 People We Meet in Heaven. The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. I read a Mitch Albom book a couple months ago and I really, really loved it. And they're nice and short and sweet, which I think is exactly what I'm gonna need. I'm pretty sure I put this on the last TBR, but I think I'm gonna do Mr. Fixer-Upper. I've been talking about this one. If you are one of my lovely, lovely subscribers who have been here for a while, first off, I love you. Thank you so much. And 2, you've probably seen me pick up this book and talk about it so many times, so I'm so sorry that that's so annoying. I'm just a girl, so I feel like this is just the perfect book for summer, and I think it'll be a good little hint of romance in the stack I got going on. I'm gonna ask my little chat guy to give me a number from 1 to 30, and I'm just gonna go up and down. And if I've already read it, I'm just gonna keep going. 17. Okay. Okay, try again because that's all Twilight. Wait, you know what I should do is count number 8. So I'm just gonna count the books I haven't read. I haven't read these ones. Oh, let me show you. I haven't read these ones, but these are part of a series that I don't have the full thing yet. So I'm just gonna skip over and go down here because I haven't read some of these. This is 8. I haven't read this. Okay. And last but certainly not least, I have Lilac Girls. I have been wanting to read this book for a while, and I feel like this is exactly what I need. I feel like this is just gonna be a great, great book. I'm very, very excited. That concludes it all. Wait, this actually is so fun. If you like my cool shirt, isn't this sick? You can go to landosportswear.com. This is not sponsored. I know it kind of sounds like it, but it's actually my boyfriend's company and he makes the coolest athletic apparel ever. I wear the biker shorts and bra set all the time. Like, it's just so flattering and so comfortable. And he just came out with these shirts. Look at my outfit today. I have the tee on and I have these like track pants. And I feel like I'm giving 2000s and just like cool girl vibes, and I don't normally look like this. But this is the back. Honestly, so sick, and you can go shop them if you want. They're so cool. There's multiple different colors, and there's even this pink one. Oh my goodness, the pink one is so stinking cute. It's like a cream and pink. So good, so good. So if you were looking at my shirt this whole time, you're like, wow, that's so sick, you can get it yourself. Lando Sportswear. Support small business. Alrighty, this is the lineup. I am just so excited. I feel like this is a really good lineup. There's a little bit of fantasy, there's a little bit of history, there's some just life-provoking thought, romance, fun. I'm thrilled. This is making me excited to get back into reading and get out of my little reading slump. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was fun getting to know me a little bit more, playing some Jenga, picking out some books for our JuneTBR, and I'm excited to read them. I'm excited for the videos I actually have planned. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.